Hi folks, let's take a look at working with the Bootstrap accordion, specifically in this video, the FAQ accordion. It's actually just a regular Bootstrap accordion. We've tweaked it and modified it a little bit to look cool, but the updating of the accordion type component is consistent whether it's used in the FAQ page or many of the other different tab or accordion things you may want to use it for. So I'm just going to preview the FAQ page here to start with so we can see what we're talking about. And here we have sort of a three different sections: general questions, existing customers, new customers. We've just sort of tagged in these headings in between the different accordion panels just so you can see that it can be done, because categorizing your accordions is something you may want to do. So if you don't want them, you can just rip them out. I'll show you how. But other than that, here's how an accordion works. There's a panel heading. We hit that, and then there's the panel content. Now when you click on a heading, it knows what to expose, so to speak. In other words, by connecting the heading to the content, it knows what panel to open. And that's very important, because when you create more panels, you have to link the question to the answer or the heading to the content. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So really all you need to do when you update the FAQ accordion is just where it says question 5 lorem ipsum, that's the panel heading question. You would update that, then you would update the text down below it, or put your images or whatever sort of content, HTML content you want, because you can put anything in these panels. It's just sort of a really cool tool for exposing or hiding HTML content, which could be paragraphs, could be text, could be images, could be video, you name it. So let's jump in and I'll show you how it works. So let's take a look at how to add a new question and answer. Let's take a look how to remove one, how to remove these sort of section headings, or how to add additional section headings. And then of course, when you add a new panel, how to make sure that the question connects properly to the answer down below. So let's jump in to our library, components and accordions, and our FAQ LBI right here. Or we could just simply open up the FAQs page, right click, and select the open library item. There we go. And pretty much at this point you can see that it's text and like linked up here, and then there's the answer is just a regular paragraph down below. I'm just going to do the Control-Shift-I to hide the ugly or the visual aids, and then we can see a little bit better. So we've sort of branched everything off: FAQ 1, 2, 3, 4. When you see FAQ 1, FAQ 2, FAQ 3, this won't actually show up in the page. That's just something we use in the library page to help sort of show you where things start and end, right? But let's take a look at these headings right here. Where are they? What are they? How do I get rid of them? Or how do I add more? All right, so let's jump into the code view, because that's where you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to search for it, FAQ section heading. That's it right there. If you want to remove it, find the text that you want to remove and get rid of the entire thing. Just delete it out like that. If you want to add another one, you'll see that everything is, as you've worked in other library pages before perhaps, divided into panels or slides or some sort of grouping. In this particular component, we call it a panel because that's what Bootstrap calls it. They call them panels. So if you want to add a heading between, say, panel question 6 and panel question 7, what you do is just find an existing heading, like so. You would copy it, like so. You go find panel 6 or FAQ 6, and there's FAQ 7. Right here, these comment tags where it says panel and panel, give yourself a little bit of room and paste the new one in there. Existing to, I'll just save to update. We'll save the FAQs page and refresh, and we should have a new heading show up right there, existing to, just like that. So that's how to add and remove those headings. Now let's take a look at adding and removing panels. How do you do that? Well, you find your FAQ, in this case number 6. See how it has the panel to the panel right there, and the comment tags? Delete it. That's it. You're done. It's gone. All right. How do I add one? Yeah, exactly the opposite. You select the thing, and instead of deleting it, you copy it. You put your cursor down below after the closing panel here. You're going to put your cursor down below a little bit, hit enter, and paste. And for each additional panel, and paste. Now, here's the snagglepuss. When you do that, right? You're copying the reference as well as the ID. And what does this mean? Well, let me show you up here. Let's start with the beginning. Here's the first panel. It has a reference of collapse 1 and an ID of collapse 1. Let's go to the second panel. It says collapse 2, collapse 2. And the third panel, collapse 3, collapse 3. Guess what? When we're using an ID that is unique to the page, you can never, ever, ever use the ID again, or things will break. So I'm going to save the page and show you how broken things are when we do this. Because if we reload the page, we'll see that we have, oh, there's our 2 additional that we copied and pasted. And watch this. If I click on this heading right here, it opens the panel up here. It shows the answer up here. Right? Same thing here. If I click here, it closes that up, and then it opens the one above. It's like, oh, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. Close and open. If I click this, it works. If I click this, it works. The answer shows up below each heading question, just like it's supposed to, except down here, it shows the answer for the one that's 2 above, which is just goofy. What's going on here? What's going on is when we get down to our original number 6, which is right here, because then we have 5, then 6, references collapse 6, and the ID is collapse 6. If I scroll down, this one references collapse 6, and this uses the ID of collapse 6. And same for the other one I copy and pasted here as well. What I need to do is create a unique reference and a unique ID for each time I paste a new panel. So when I copy one and paste it, I need to create a unique reference and ID. So you can do this in any way, shape, or form that you want. Your reference just has to match the ID exactly, right? And I'm ignoring the pound sign. That has to stay there. So I'm just going to double click where it says collapse 6. I'm going to call this question 77. I'm going to double click on question 77, copy it, go down where it says ID collapse 6, and paste. So I'm doing this to show you that you can give this reference whatever name you want. I suggest something simple and easy. Don't use hyphens and underscores and stuff. Just keep it one word and some digits or numbers or whatever works. As long as the ID here matches the question or the reference here, and as long as there's a pound sign, which makes it a link, then things will work. If you don't change your reference and your ID, things will break and look goofy, and you'll be contacting me through the ticket center trying to figure out how to get things working again. After that, really, you can just change your question, put whatever HTML content you want, put it within the div class of the panel body. Now right here I just have text, but you can put video, pictures, paragraphs, headings, any HTML that you want can go in here. And that's it. That's how to work with an accordion, add and remove accordion panels, how to link the new accordion panels, making sure that the reference matches the ID so that the title knows what content to display when you click it, and of course adding and removing the headings, the section headings, if you need to break up your panels a little bit or your questions a little bit and give them some sort of structure.